Hey, what's up you guys, it's Ch25 and welcome back to my channel. In today's video we're going to go into chapter 25 of Lost by James Patterson, so let's get right into this video. This video may contain sensitive topics and foul language. If you do not wish to continue, I suggest you click off the video now. You have been warned. It was late in Amsterdam, but it was a good time to call home. I wanted to check on my mother and Mila. Though I knew my mom didn't like that I worried so much about her, she always said I needed to get a life. Lila picked up the home phone on the second ring. The first thing I did was get Lila to talk a bit so I could listen to her speech and make sure she was sober. Then I ran through our regular checklist of concerns. Did Mom have any doctor's appointments coming up? Was she getting exercise? Was she staying occupied? That was a big one. We learned that her dementia was worse when she wasn't busy. When she focused on the piano or crochet, she tended to stay grounded. Even reading helped quite a bit. One thing I noticed recently was that my mom tended to read the same books over and over. I thought she was just a huge Brad Meltzer fan until I realized she had read the same book of his, The President's Shadow, at least 4 times in a row. It was tough to deal with my mom's issues, but I could never put them out of my head. It was part of my upbringing. I'd been raised a good Lutheran and still attended services with my mom. I still believed, but like most humans, I had questions. That's what had attached me to philosophy in the first place. The whole notion of the search for truth. Philosophy came down to options. It wasn't science, it was one man or woman's idea of what life should be. So far, I hadn't found any answers that would solve any of my problems. I read the Plato and Schopenhauer and various other philosophers had said about adversity, but it was former President Bill Clinton who said it the best. If you're living long enough, you'll make mistakes, but if you learn from them, you'll be a better person. It's how you handle adversity, not how it affects you. The main thing is never quit, never quit, never quit. It was the quote that kept me going sometimes in football and police work, and especially in dealing with my mother. Everything at home was fine, and after the call, I conked out almost immediately. In fact, when my room phone started ringing at 7:45 the next morning, I was still lying on top of the covers in the khakis and blue button-down Oxford I had been wearing the day before. It wasn't a good idea for a guy my size to cram himself into a tiny airplane seat for a transatlantic flight and then spend the next 24 hours walking around town. As I reached for the phone, I heard creaks in my joints that reminded me of every time I'd caught a football and then been knocked to the ground by some defensive back. "Good morning, Detective Moon. Marie Meyer here," Meyer said cheerfully. "Are you ready for another day of excitement in Europe's most interesting city?" I know I made a sound like a groan before I said, "Please call me Tom, and please call me again in 2 hours. She laughed and said, I'll meet half your demands. I'll be in the lobby waiting for you in about 10 minutes, Tom." Before I could object, she hung up. That is the end of this chapter. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.